Good afternoon. Rich Nass with Open Systems Media here for our weekly discussion with Ray Zinn, who, as you certainly know by now, is a podcaster. He's a speaker, he's an author, and he's the former, very long-time CEO of Micrel. Good afternoon, Ray. How are you?
Doing great, Rich. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, thank you for asking.
How's the weather back there in New Jersey?
The weather, it's strange, very strange. We went from snow to, it's supposed to be 70 degrees today, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. But, yeah, the weather just is as unpredictable as could be.
Yeah, we've had our spell of rain this past month or two, and so we're seeing a lot of strange stuff, too. But
yeah, I got out of Dodge just in time. I was in Southern California just before all that really bad stuff happened a couple of weeks ago. So lucky me, I guess.
Well, we need the rain, so
yep.
We're grateful for it.
Yep. So I have some sad news that obviously you're aware of, but our readers don't know. But this is going to be our final podcast. We have done 52. Well, this is number 52. So we did a year of podcasts, and I think we've done a great service for our readers. We've talked about some really interesting topics, and hopefully we've helped out a lot of people along the way.
Well, that's been our hope, and I've been really appreciative of being able to be a host on your, or guest, I'm sorry, on your podcast, and I certainly have enjoyed it, and especially enjoyed talking with you, Rich. You're certainly a very talented and special person, and I've really enjoyed being with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate those kind words. So since this is our last podcast, I thought maybe we'd just do a little reminiscing about some of the interesting things that we've talked about, some of the feedback we've gotten from people, some of the high points. I don't even know if there are low points, but some of the things we've talked about. I know some things that I thought were super interesting, like one week we talked about what do you do if your boss tells you to lie to somebody? That was a good one. And then we talked about some other things that happen in the workplace. Do you have a particular favorite?
Listen, they have all been very, very entertaining and very thought-provoking for me. I think I've especially enjoyed just talking about the industry and kind of where it's headed, and because I love the industry. I've been in the industry over 50 years, and of course, as CEO of Micrel for 37 years, and so I've really grown to love the industry, and I think one of the, if not the best industry in the entire world. And so it's just been delightful for me just to talk about where we see things going for our industry over the next several years. And I don't see any end in sight, and technology reigns. If it weren't for the semiconductor industry, I don't think we'd have any of the technology we have today, whether it be the internet or the IoT of things. I think it's just to your listeners, they're in a great industry that will continue on into the future. And so I think that's what I've enjoyed most, is just talking about what's happening and where's it going to go, and what your listeners can expect over the next 15, 20 years.
Very good. I know one of the more popular topics we talked about, and I'd love to have an update from you, is the foundation you started at an East Coast university where you encourage people to be makers. Can you give an update on that one?
Sure. So I did a donation, a fairly significant donation to Virginia Tech, which is a fairly well-known high-tech university, and it's called Zinn Starter. And so with that money, they have encouraged these students to embark on setting up companies while they're still in the university, as opposed to waiting until they leave the university and then starting it. With the mentoring of myself and others who have got the experience in running companies, helping these students while they're still in school, I think will give them a leg up as they now enter the workplace over the next several years. So they've got awarded an opportunity to participate in a very prestigious contest where in biomedical field where these students will then try to compete with each other in the biomedical field. And Virginia Tech has been awarded a spot on this very prestigious team to build or to come up with a wound care product. And so that my Zinn Starter fund is now helping them fund the development of that biomedical product.
That's awesome. It sort of sounds like a Shark Tank with training wheels.
Exactly. It's very similar. Very similar to or like Kickstarter. It's like as you said with training wheels. That's a good. I'm going to use that. That's a good way of putting it. Setting up these little companies with training wheels because they're going to get the mentoring of their professors and others who are willing to help and get these kids a leg up on to start how to run a company before they actually have to run a company.
Very good, very good. And then also we have to throw out a thank you to the Trump administration for giving us lots of stuff to talk about over the last few months.
Boy, that's been really the interesting thing is he said he wants change and that's what he stood his platform on was we're going to have change because we're going to make America great again. And so we're going to see how that plays out. But he certainly has made change. I mean, we're seeing change every single day. During the day, we're seeing great changes that at least that are being promoted, and it gives us lots to talk about.
And if nothing else, he's helping Twitter more than anything.
Twitter's been boosted by the Trump administration.
Very good. Well, again, thank you, Ray, for your time every week. I appreciate it. You are very devoted and loyal, and every week you give me the few minutes of your time. So thank you. Well,
I've really, really enjoyed doing this, Rich, and I wish, Embedded Systems, I wish them all the best, and I hope that your listeners will keep in tune. Tough Things First is still alive and well. I'm coming out with my new book in a couple of months called Zinn of Zinn. And it'll really be a compilation of all the little tidbits that I've been putting on my website for the past year or so, and hopefully it'll still continue to follow me and follow you. So again, thanks for allowing me to be a guest on your show.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ray, and I hope you have a great day, a great week, and I will certainly be in touch as we go forward.
Well, thanks, Rich. Please stay in touch.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.